Welcome back, viewers. It is the first video of 2020. It's been a hell of a year, hasn't it? I hope you've all been safe. I hope you've all maintained your space from all those around you, except for those that you love and trust, and even probably still maintain a little bit of distance from them. It's been a slow year for me. The compost that I created last year was not done composting, I don't think. So my plants have been stunted a little bit. Couple that with the fact that we had late frost this year. I couldn't actually put stuff outside until April as opposed to late March. So I'm several weeks behind. The growth on my plants shows it on every single one of them. The only ones that are massively producing are the ones that have been overwintered. So it's going to be a somewhat unexciting season for me, but that's okay. I've got a couple of new ones out there, a few that are starting to ripen, including the one that we're doing today, which is called the Goat's Weed Pepper. I was excited about this one from the start, and I'm even more excited now that I see the plant up close and personal, because in the pictures that I've seen, I didn't actually notice one subtle nuance about this one that makes it a little bit more exotic looking than others. So let's go out there, take a look at the plant, and we'll be back. All right, we've stepped outside. This plant is actually quite beautiful. It's kind of hard to tell from a distance, but if you get up close and it is starting to drizzle, see all these white outlines on the leaves? It's actually a little bit fuzzy, the plant is, from head to toe. And by that I mean top to bottom. The peppers start out with a greenish, blackish tinge. Some of them are much darker than others. We see some that are just straight up green. And they ripen to a bright red. And it just turns out to be a really pretty plant. And I'm looking forward to growing this for quite some time. I'm going to keep this going. We're going to test out one of these. Let's make it you. Oh, I pulled two. Oh well. That's the one. Let's bring it inside. So you see, the fuzziness on that plant actually carries over to just the stems of the pepper here. Has this nice little soft velour type velour type feel to it. It's a capsicum annuum, much like your cayenne. It looks just like your dragon cayenne variety. A little bit stubbier. This one. They're supposed to be a little bit longer, I think, but I don't know. It's impossible to tell what every single one is supposed to look like. But it grows vertically like your cayenne tend to do. They don't bush out and branch out wide like your macadams tend to do. I don't know about the heat level on this one. I haven't looked into it, but that's what we're here to find out today. I don't know much about the flavor. I can only assume that it's going to be similar to a cayenne, and honestly, I'm fine with that. I grew a couple of cayenne this year, and I knocked a green one off of the plant and just decided, the hell with it, I'm not going to throw it away. Snapped a bite off of it, chewed it a few times, ended up having to spit it out because it was so hot. I have not eaten a whole lot of fresh spice in a long time. The winter was long, and my season ended around November. So November, December, 4 more months. So almost 6 months without fresh stuff really took away my capsaicin tolerance, I think. The best that I've gotten going this year, I have the Reaper from 2 years ago, is still alive. One of them is still alive. The one that I picked the pepper off of, that I did the video on with Alan, where we consumed a whole one like this. No, not again. That one's still alive. The other one died. This one was a Peach Ghost Scorpion seed that I planted, but it's not long like the scorpions. It's got that very I don't remember which one it is. This reminds me of, not Scotch bonnet. I guess this is a little closer to what the scorpion looks like than the peach ghost that it mixed with. And then, of course, I've got a ton of ahi pineapples because both of those plants survived the winter. That's it, though. Everything else is new, and all the ones that are new have fallen behind. But we're here to talk more about this one. And like I said, I'm a little bit out of shape, as you were. So I've even got a glass of milk with this one. God, I almost dread this, and it's only hell with it. A lot of seeds. Wow. Okay, this might be more ornamental than anything. I'm sorry, that might have been gross. Skin is very tough. Very tough. I don't know if I let this one go or stay on the plant too long, but it's very thin walled, and even though it's thin walled, it was real difficult to bite that. And I had a mouthful of seeds too, which is just unappetizing. It wasn't hot at first, but it just hit me. Wow. That's that. Slow building, very strong burn cayenne type of pain that I'm feeling there. Not pain. It's just it's a burn. It's fairly subtle. Really bad on the lip right now, but of course that's probably because I just had to spit it all out. I couldn't even chew it enough to swallow it. That'd have made me come back in the wrong direction. I should mention that the Reapers that I harvested are currently sitting about a foot away from the camera in a dehydrator. So if you're hearing a fan sound, I apologize. That's the dehydrator. Wow, this is really hot for a cayenne, for an annual variety. Tastes pretty good. It's got a slight smoky flavor. The rest of it is very reminiscent of every cayenne I've ever had. This could be a good sauce. It would not be good for eating as is. Oh wow. I just hit the back of my throat and started burning there now. Woo. I'm really glad I did the Reaper back when I did and I could handle something like that. I couldn't do it nowadays. I don't know if my palate's changed or if it's just been too long. It's drizzling outside. And my cat is out there staring at me saying, "Let me in." Nikki, you know the drill. Oh my goodness. That is way, way, way hotter than I thought it was going to be. I want to know what the estimated Scoville on this one is. I'm looking at information on it right now as I try and maintain composure. Apparently this is originally from Venezuela. That is rough. I'm not looking forward to the super hots I've got coming. This is labeled as hot, yeah, not super hot. I'm gonna have to pause this for a minute. I'll be right back. It's been a couple minutes now. I had to get a refill. If that's any indicator of how the rest of this season is going to go, I'm in for a big, big rude awakening. Yeah, I started recording thinking I was going to be able to talk again, but then as soon as I stopped drinking something, putting something cold to my face, it's back. Jesus. Why is that so much hotter than I thought it was going to be? Hang on, I've got to get a more accurate number on this of what some people say the Scoville should be on that, because this is hotter than any cayenne I ever had. This is hotter than the one I had earlier this year. Black cobra peppers, or goat's weed, are spicy hot. Mom calls it athiem, or dangerous pepper. We call it the devil pepper, and others say it's a Thai chili variety. That I believe, because all the Thais that I've had have a terribly thick skin, weren't very good to eat. They made great sauces though. Spicier than any jalapeno, habanero, Thai, or any other chili we've had. Okay, I wasn't expecting that to be spicier than a habanero, but I believe every second of it. Habanero's got a different burn than this. This one's hanging on there. It's got that, it had that slow build, but when it started to ramp up, it shot up quick. It was like, it's not hot, boom, it's really hot, and now it's just holding on for dear life. Starting to finally peter off a little bit. And it has been several minutes. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I need to grow more of these. I need to isolate the seeds from these so I get a pure strain. The other one that I grew, I don't know what it mixed with, but it came out looking like a jalapeno, so I'm not going to bother saving seeds from that piece of junk. Yeah, this is kind of ridiculous. I was not expecting this. I'm not going to lie, it's somewhat of a pleasant surprise to have an annuum that has this kind of knockback to it. And a great smell. I have to start going to town on the ice here shortly. Yep, nose is running. I will never underestimate an annuum again, ever. This is a lot. Well, it has started to really taper off. I'm able to maintain my speech now. So it's a good enough time to go ahead and end it. I've got a couple more ripening out there. Some new varieties, mostly old varieties, are still doing pretty well. Look forward to the next one. Hopefully I'll have at least 5 or 6 videos this year, I think. And oh my goodness, I hope I don't suffer as much in those as I did in this one. But I guess we'll find out. Until next time, stay safe, please. It's scary out there, and luckily enough, I sort of stick to my own anyway. But I know a lot of us don't have the ability to stay home as much as I do, and those of us who do have the ability don't always like to. But don't get sick. This thing is pretty serious from what I've seen, and from some of the people I've known who have been diagnosed with it. They've been miserable. It is hell. At least wait until there's a vaccine for it, then go have fun. But that's me signing out. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.